Hello and welcome to the Adwords Metrics video. So now we have our campaigns uploaded and our analytics goals in place and pulling through into AdWords, we're now ready to go. So we now need to become familiar with the main metrics used within AdWords, what they mean and why they are important. So starting with the basics, we have clicks and impressions. So impressions represent how many times your advert was shown on a search results page or another site on the Google network. So impression volumes tend to be much higher on the display network where you are showing graphical banners or even text ads, but through Google partner sites. So people aren't actively searching on the display network, but Google has the ability to serve your ads on millions of websites across the world, so you get served more impressions. And clicks are obviously how many times your ad has been clicked. Click-through rate, or CTR as you will see it in AdWords, this is the measure of how many times an advert was shown, i.e. impressions, versus the amount of times it was clicked. And it's expressed as a percentage and is calculated by clicks divided by impressions times 100. So in our example here, 23 clicks from 98 impressions would give you a click-through rate of 23.47% based on 23 clicks divided by 98 impressions times 100. And going back to how the display network will generate a lot more impressions, you always want to be keeping your campaign set to either search network only or display network only, because you don't want to mix the two up and dilute the higher click-through rate of your search ads with the lower click-through rate of your display network ads. So at all times you want to be keeping your click-through rate as high as possible, especially on the search network. Average cost per click is the average amount you've spent to buy each click, and you can view this at campaign, ad group or keyword level. So you may be seeing an average cost per click at campaign level of £2.50, but if you were to go into that campaign, look at it at ad group level, you may have one ad group that's spending £4 per click and one ad group that is spending 56p. If you then went into keyword level, you would be able to identify which keywords are at that higher bracket, which are at the lower, and actually what that means in terms of where you're positioned, what the conversions have been, and the cost per conversion as well. But we will get onto those in a second. And it's important to note that the bid of each keyword can be adjusted individually, so you're going to want to do this when you're optimizing based around conversion data. But averages do of course help to give you a good overview. So quality score is a measure of 1 to 10 for every keyword in the account, and it's an estimate of the quality of your ads and landing pages triggered by a particular keyword. So the reason for quality score is because Google wants a very seamless journey for their users, and it is our responsibility to make our ads and our landing pages as relevant as humanly possible to ensure that everything matches up to the search that was originally performed. So taking an example of a keyword, blue striped shirt, that is the keyword that you're appearing for. You will want your ad to be mega relevant, so blue striped shirt within the headline and or the description. And also once they've clicked on your ad, you want them to go through to a landing page showing blue striped shirts. Ideally you would have a range there, because most people will have a picture in their mind as to the type of shirt they want. If it's only one blue striped shirt, you may have a relatively low conversion rate because of that very factor. So sending them through to a range page of blue striped shirts would work well. So cost per click, which we covered, and quality score form a major part of the ad rank formula. And that is basically Google's algorithm of where to rank your ad or what position to rank your ad and at what cost per click. These two metrics are very important, and it's the reason we structure our campaigns and ad groups down in the granular way that we do. That means that our ads can be super relevant, and we have much greater control over the structure of our account and can then easily tweak campaigns, ad groups and keywords dependent on what is working best. If the majority of our keywords were thrown into one or two campaigns or ad groups, like an awful lot of business owners do when they're using AdWords, you can see how this would make it very hard to optimize and refine and finely tune the performance of your account. Average ad position is self-explanatory, but it represents where your ad is showing on the search results page. So position 1 is obviously best, so that is the absolute top position right under the search bar, and underneath the search bar are positions 1 to 3 typically, and then on the right hand side they start from 4 onwards. If you can help it, you want to stay above 6, because that is normally above the fold in terms of people not needing to scroll down once they have made a search. So yours would be one of the ones that they would see without scrolling. This obviously depends on monitor sizes, but 6 and above is usually about right. Always aim for top 3 positions wherever possible, but this needs to be at a cost per click that works for you and your business. The cost can be viewed at campaign, ad group or keyword level, and is the total spent on that particular campaign, ad group or keyword within the date range you're looking at. The budget, viewed at campaign level, this is the amount that you have allocated to each campaign on a daily basis. A daily budget isn't guaranteed. It can spend much less if there isn't enough search volume to spend that full amount, but it can go over if Google decide to show your ad when you are nearing your budget limit. Google do allow shared budgets, which spreads a pot amongst chosen campaigns, although we tend to avoid using this for optimization reasons. An example being, if you were able to see that a particular campaign was providing conversions at a very good cost per conversion, then you would want to allocate more budget to a particular campaign rather than spread it equally over campaigns that aren't performing as well. So conversions show based on the number of conversions that have occurred based on your imported goals, and again can be viewed at campaign, ad group or keyword level. It's great to get an overview at campaign level, but you always want to be digging down and seeing exactly which keywords are really working for you and getting that really cheap cost per conversion. The conversion rate is the number of conversions divided by the number of clicks received. And very importantly, the cost per conversion, which is calculated by cost divided by the number of conversions. This is so important because the highest converting campaign or keyword may not always be the best. The cost per conversion will confirm whether these are sustainable conversions, and from this data you're able to start tweaking the bids and adjusting campaigns and ad groups to ensure an optimal cost per conversion for your account.